We had often seen those giant C-130 transport planes going through low-level maneuvers at Evansville Regional Airport. One of them was doing that on a Thursday morning some 30 years ago. But destiny took a turn, resulting in a tragedy that tested our will to get back up after being knocked down. February 6, 1992. We usually don't see bright skies with the warmth of the sun casting clear light during this time of year, but 30 years ago we did. That sunlight disappeared in an instant.
So that morning, I just came out to fly as a regular crew member on the aircraft and just get some flying time in.
His name is Stephen Bullard. In 1992, he was a young navigator for the Kentucky National Guard. In Louisville, he walked on the tarmac to board the lumbering C-130 that morning, the iconic transport with roots dating back on this earth to the 1950s.
We were walking out the door onto the ramp to go get into the airplane. At that point, Dave Moorman, one of our senior pilots at the time, he comes out the door as we're walking to the airplane, and he says, "Steve, do you need to fly?" And I said, "Well, no, I'm just flying to fly."
Things changed. The C-130, bound for Evansville, had a crew adjustment, a new assignment.
He says, "Well, why don't you come off the airplane and not fly? You'll come and go in and plan that mission and fly it with us this afternoon when they get back." And I said, "Okay," and I turned to the crew and I said, "Well, good luck, everyone. I'm not going to join you."
The C-130's props revved up. The remaining crew of 5 was on the way to Evansville without Bullard on board. At his base in Louisville, Bullard was later blindsided.
A friend of mine, another captain in the unit, one of my best friends, he comes in and he stands beside me and he goes, "Steve, dude, your crew is dead."
From 1,500 feet, it dropped to the ground, leaving behind a scene of chaos. 16 souls were lost. 9 victims were part of a seminar for a plumbing and industrial supply company. They were on the 4th floor at the Drury Inn. The point of impact, JoJo's restaurant, within eyeshot of the Drury. 2 workers at JoJo's died, and the crew of 5 on the transport perished.
The trauma for the Kentucky National Guard was, we lost an airplane, but no, we lost 5 friends. But we're undergoing great trauma. And same thing is happening in Evansville for very different reasons. With very much the immediacy of the crash in Evansville, the damage to the hotel, the people killed on the ground, the people wounded on the ground, huge trauma.
30 years later, Bullard still has a sense of deja vu. For there was another C-130 flight he did make a few years before the Evansville crash.
I made a fatal error in an Air Force airplane in 1989 that should have killed me. And we turned hard left, and when we turned hard left, I was off by 3 miles. We turned hard left into a solid wall of mountain granite. And my immediate thought was, "Oh my God, I killed us."
The crew, through a wing and a prayer, pulled up and cleared the mountain with just feet to spare. Among the hundreds of flights on this behemoth that took him to Somalia, over Sudan, and Afghanistan, Bullard saw more than 75 countries when the giant back gate would be lowered. But the victims in Evansville and on that plane still holds a special place.
The impact on me personally is really irrelevant because it's the families who died in both locations. It's the families who had people injured. That's what's relevant. I think about it almost every day of my life. This situation would be instantly recognizable to C-130 crews today and should never happen again. The shame was it happened then. For so many, it was on a wing and a prayer. Bullard is now the executive director of the Kentucky Commission on Military Affairs. The crash sparked lawsuits seeking millions of dollars in damages. After the disaster, C-130 low-level training by the Kentucky National Guard ended at Evansville Regional. The JoJo's was rebuilt and would later become a Denny's. The Drury Inn was repaired. It is now a Comfort Inn. Room 416 was never used again for meetings. I'm Brad Bird, Eyewitness News.